need, and deserve. And now it's my pleasure to reintroduce the President and CEO of the Providers Council, Michael Weeks, who will present the first Caring Bear Award. Michael?
Sure. Well, thank you, Lydia. And I also want to reach out and say a big thanks to the messages that we heard from Amanda and Christopher and Devon and Headstrong. They are not unique stories in the fact that many of the people that are here and many of your colleagues are doing similar work and having similar struggles with the work that they do. And we hope that we're able to persuade our legislative leaders that here's an opportunity to take change and take action. But one of our leaders understands that, and we don't have to convince them about that. And that's our first recipient today of the Caring Force Award. As you know, it's the highest honor that we bestow upon anyone involved in human services. You've heard from the Senate President, Karen Spilka, who talked about receiving hers. That's in her office, and we're glad for that. But today we're going to have two additional awards that are made, and I'm so pleased to introduce one of the people who I know very well, my senator, and who's done an incredible job. And let me introduce him to you. Senator Eric P. Lesser was elected to the Massachusetts Senate on November 4th, 2014. He represents 9 communities in the 1st Hampton and Hampshire district, providing and serving Western Massachusetts in his 4th term. Lesser's legislative agenda focuses on the fight for greater economic opportunity with initiatives around passenger rail, education, job training, and innovation. And most recently, he acted as a lead negotiator for the Economic Development Bonding Bill, which provided over $627 million in relief to businesses and families and communities during the pandemic. Now, he's been honored with many leadership positions as well. He's been the Senate Chair of the Joint Committee on Economic Development and Emerging Technologies. He's Chair of the Senate Committee on Ethics and Senate Vice Chair of the Joint Committee on the Judiciary. He's also a member of several other committees and was appointed to the Joint Committee on COVID-19 and Emergency Preparedness and Management. He holds leadership positions as the Senate Chair of the Food Systems Caucus. Well, he's a co-chair of that. And prior to becoming a senator, Lesser worked in the Obama White House. He was first as Special Assistant to Senior Advisor David Axelrod, and later as Director of Strategic Planning for the White House Council of Economic Advisors. Lesser has a law degree from Harvard Law School, a bachelor's degree in government from Harvard, and is a member of the Massachusetts Bar and the Federal District of Massachusetts Bar as well. He lives in Longmeadow with his wife, Allison, 2 young daughters, Rose and Nora, and a very, very new son, David, who just joined the family last month. So we are really pleased to present to you our recipient for the Caring Force Award, and that's State Senator Eric Lesser. Senator, please.
Well, Michael, thank you so much. Can you hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay? And everybody can see me okay? So I have the award right here, and I'm keeping it on my desk, and I will keep it on my desk so that I remember this. And I have the bear right here. And as Michael mentioned, he lives fairly close to me. So I actually got personal delivery. He dropped off the bear and the award to my house. The only complication with that is my 4-year-old found it before me. So it was a little bit of a negotiation to get it out of her room and into mine so that we could do this today. But I just, on a personal note, Michael, I just want to thank you so much. You're a great leader. You're a great friend. I've known you and your family a long time. And I just want to thank you for your partnership and your work. And I certainly want to thank Nancy and Lydia as well. I'm getting a little emotional about this because when Michael called me to tell me about this, I was frankly shocked. I didn't know what to say, and I just feel so humbled by it. And I do want to give a very special thank you to my colleague in the House, Rep. Wynn, who's on and will be speaking next, and is of course the House recipient, and is a great leader and a great friend. And there's a new generation coming up, and Rep Wynn certainly represents that. And she's been a partner with me on so many different issues, and will continue to be. And I just want to thank her. And I would really be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to my 413 family. I don't want to start naming people because there's so many people on this Zoom, but I see the Gandara Center on, MLK Family Services, CHD, Sunshine Village. I'm going to stop because I don't want to get in trouble and miss anybody, but I love everyone. We love everyone in the state, but for my 413 Western Mass folks, I just want to give a special thank you. And I just want to quickly just say a couple of things. First, I come from a human service family. My mom is a clinical social worker. Many of you have worked with her. She worked in Holyoke for nearly 30 years, is semi-retired at this point. My father was a family practice doctor, is a family practice doctor, also practiced in Holyoke for 30 years. My sister is a clinical psychologist. My mother-in-law is a clinical psychologist. So I'm surrounded by human service workers and people that work in the human service field. And I know how hard you work. And, I just want to speak frankly for a second. I jotted a few things down, in preparation for today. Let's just be honest. You've all been through hell the last 14 months. Your staffs, your teams, your colleagues, your patients, and your clients. The world shut down 14 months ago, 15 months ago, but you did not. And I know because I was on the phone with Ron Johnson and Michael Weeks and Lois Neshi and so many others about what you were facing, the uncertainty, the fear, the lack of PPE, the measures that were being taken, the shutdowns. And while a lot of people retreated to vacation homes or cracked open their laptop and worked from home, you weren't able to do that. You didn't have that privilege to be able to do that. And the people that you serve and the people that you support didn't have that privilege. At a time when it felt like the entire world was falling down, you were there to serve and to protect some of the most vulnerable people in our society. And so, quite frankly, I think it's a national disgrace that the people that were there when we most needed them are not supported to get their education, to pay their loans. What does that say about us as a community and a society? And on top of all of that, while this was going on, we saw and we faced the murder of George Floyd and the reckoning that created across this country. And let's be honest for a second. Part of the reason why the wages have been so low in this sector is because it's a sector that disproportionately employs women, disproportionately employs people of color and immigrants. And as a result, we've seen a field that is highly skilled and very hard, but pays less than completely equivalent jobs with the same skill levels and the same education requirements. And I personally feel enough is enough. And we know what we need to do. We've been talking about it. Conveniently, it's my legislation, but there's a lot of supporters, and it's the student loan repayment plan. We should not be having our caring workforce struggling to pay student loans that they needed to get an education to serve the most vulnerable people in our communities. And so the one thing I would just ask in honor of this award is try to find at least one more co-sponsor. I see Rep Dom is on, and certainly Rep Wynn, certainly Senate President Spilka was just on. They're all enthusiastic supporters already. But what we need to do is get this over the finish line this year and get this passed and get this done. And that will be the way we truly recover from what everybody has been through. A winter of COVID, a winter of pandemic, a winter of division and anger is gonna bring out a spring and a summer of optimism and new opportunities. So I just wanna say again, thank you so much to everyone. Thank you, Michael. I'll see you around town. I'm gonna sneak the bear back to my daughter's room so that when she comes home, she has it. But just again, wanna say thank you so much.